Now, for the last round, we had the little drawing, and fortuitously, the mayor drew number 1, so he's already exercised that option. I think number 2 was Senator Shapiro. Was that right? Senator Florence Shapiro.
Don't ever sit me next to John Sharp again. I love you, John.
What'd she say?
He has a hearing aid. He can't hear me. He's a troublemaker. You know, he was the little guy at school that used to take the girls' braids and stick them in the inkwell. I'm not sure he's quite that old, but that's okay. My time has not started yet. I'm taking some of Roger's that he had extra. We are at this time asked to give you concluding remarks, and it seems that there were so many things to say and there's not enough time to say them. So what I'd like to do is just very briefly talk to you about the kinds of things that I believe are important in the individual that you choose to be your next United States Senator. I am a relentless advocate. I have been so for many, many years. I have a feeling and a theory that viewpoints are meaningless. They're meaningless because they're just positions, they're just ideas, they're just thoughts. And if you can't convert them into results, then there's no reason to have them. I happen to believe that over these 30 years that I've been an elected official, I have presented results. And what I'd like to do is to present to you some of the stories and some of the issues that I've been working on and some of the things that I think prove that I am the best candidate for this job. First, I'd like to talk to you a minute about our new public education system. And we've got 2 very talented individuals in Representative Susan King, and do I say Dr. Representative or Representative Doctor? Mark Shelton, who are both here and who have worked diligently with me and the legislature to change our education structure. We have phased out the tax test. We'll no longer have it. We'll have end-of-course exams, and we will no longer have our teachers teaching to the test, which has been such an awful, awful outcome of what we've been doing over a long number of years. I fought to pass and to make sure that we have in store a new school finance system. We overhauled the system of funding our schools. We significantly lowered our school property taxes, and at the same time, we put more money in the classroom and for our teachers. I worked diligently on what we today call the Texas Emerging Technology Fund. Many of you have been involved in that arena. It is a fund that uses new innovative technologies to promote business growth in the state of Texas. Many of these dollars, and there's millions and millions of them that have been utilized, have come from the medical community. And I believe that we'll continue to support these kinds of opportunities to put people to work and give Texas the workforce that's necessary. I have relentlessly carried out other legislation. I carried the first Texas Homeland Security bill after 9/11. I actually put the first Texas Mobility Fund on the books, which meant that we were no longer going to pay for our roads by having money in the bank, but we would bond for our roads in the state of Texas. But probably the one issue that I'm the most proud of is the issue that brought the most devastating consequences when we found out what happened when government fails its citizens. And that is a law, a series of laws, that actually we called Ashley's Laws, because a young girl in Plano, Texas, was killed by a repeat sex offender. One of my proudest accomplishments in the Texas Senate has been Ashley's Laws. This package of bills completely overhauled the manner in which our state deals with the most predatory and the most recidivist criminals among us, and those are sex offenders whose victims are children. These laws require tougher penalties. They require notification. They require the creation of what we call a child safety zone. And they require that every year we are diligent in reviewing and going back over these laws. This session, I am very proud to tell you that I passed what we now call the Internet Predator Bill to make sure that we have new laws that crack down on predators that are trying to manipulate children by the internet. From the city council to the mayor to state senator, I have relentlessly pursued issues and gotten results. I am hopeful that tonight is giving you just a glimpse into what I have offered over the last years, and I ask each of you to look at the website, ShapiroForTexas.com. Of course, go to MySpace or to go to Twitter and Facebook, which we all have, obviously. We did learn something from Obama. And I hope that I can count you on my team of supporters. Team Shapiro is ready and eager and waiting to have you as a member. And I'd like to remind you that we can keep Texas strong and we can save America if we make sure that education creates jobs. That is what I will relentlessly pursue if I am elected to the United States Senate. Thank you.
Let's see, Secretary Williams, I think you get to keep going now.
Where was I? I thought Epstein was waving at me over there. First of all, I want to again say lower taxes, less government begins to get this country going. I think that's what we always got to remember. I want to touch on foreign policy real quick. You know, America is the only superpower in the world today. If we don't stay strong militarily, economically, and socially, this world is going to implode. When I talk about freezing spending, I would not freeze military and I would not freeze veterans' benefits. But we have to stay strong militarily. We have to win in Afghanistan. We have to win across this world. We have to listen to our generals. It's important. But we have to be strong militarily if we're going to continue to lead the world and be strong in the things we want to do. And I'll be very strong on the military issues. The other thing real quick is cap and trade. Bad policy. Again, it's a job destroyer. It's not a job creator. We know that, why don't we incentivize businesses rather than penalize businesses? It works a lot better. That's what I would be talking about. And the idea of passing this on to customers, businesses are going to lay people off. Again, bad policy. Less government. That's what we need. Lower taxes, less government. The other thing is, I want you to know when you send me to Washington, D.C., being a business person, I'll make business decisions, not political decisions. I will make decisions up there not worrying about if I'm going to get reelected or not. I just firmly believe that America can be run like a business. It's not being run like a business now. You all understand it. You don't run your business this way. And we need business principles up there, and I think I can deliver on that and certainly talk about it. The other thing is, when you send me to Washington, I think it's important that you know how I will make decisions and how I will govern. And being an old baseball player, I like to keep my life what I call between the foul lines. And if I can do that and make decisions and policy and govern the following, I think I'll be a good U.S. Senator. Number one, I'll make decisions based on fairness, family values, limited government, strong defense, lower taxes, quality education, and conservative judges. I think if I do that, I'll do a good job. I'm going to have two roadmaps help me get there and stay there. Number one will be the Constitution. Regardless of what some people say in Washington, the Constitution is not living and breathing. I believe the Constitution is as it was written and needs to be looked at as such. The other thing that will help me get there will be the Bible. And if I stick with the Constitution and the Bible and stay within those foul lines, I think I'll be a good U.S. Senator for everybody in the great state of Texas and even in America. I'll really work hard. You'll be able to count on me. I'm a 24/7 guy, and I really look forward to doing this. And what I want to leave with you is a quote from Jefferson, which I think is really important. Many of you have heard it before, but it's very important. You know, when the people fear the government, it's called tyranny. But when the government fears the people, it's called liberty. It is time to get our country back. It's time to give it back to the entrepreneurs. It's time to give it back to the individuals. It's time to talk about creative capitalism. It's time to say, I'm not going to stand up for what's happening. Time out, enough is enough. I will do that when I go to Washington. I'll do it with passion. I'll do it with love because I love my country and I love this state. Thank you very much.